This is Paul for Redneck Sports. I believe that everybody should win in life, or at least attempt to. The first three maxims of General Robert Nealon's game maxims, I believe apply to everybody. The team that makes the fewest mistakes will win. Play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. If at first the game or the breaks go against you, don't let up. Put on more steam. Welcome to the channel. Now let's discuss some sports. Oh, and if you don't mind, like, subscribe, comment. And I've got a link tree down below that's got my social media, and it has my Patreon if you want to help out. Thank y'all. NCAA women's basketball is getting a lot of fresh eyes on it. I've always watched it because, well, I got lucky. I had Pathead Summit Lady Balls. This season's looking to be another good season. So I got 5 games from the next week that y'all should watch. These games will have an impact when it comes to the NCAA tournament, when it comes to rankings, everything. These are the games to watch if you really love basketball. Some of them should be really good scoring games. Some of them should be just chess games on the court. So, these are all SEC games that are all the SEC teams are playing other conferences, and some of these teams made it to the NCAAs. So, we're going to go into it today. Here we go. Lady Balls are playing Middle Tennessee State on November 12th. Now, Lady Balls, you know how they did. They did pretty well, made it to the NCAAs. So did Middle Tennessee State. They beat Tennessee last year. They made it to the NCAAs. They made it to the second round where they got beat by LSU. Louisville, they were able to beat. They won the Conference USA Championship last year. Like I said, they beat Tennessee last year. They were probably the best in-state team for Tennessee, or for the state of Tennessee. Maybe Belmont would have been considered a little bit better, but yeah, they beat Memphis, they beat Tennessee Tech. They had a really good season last year, so this is going to be a good in-state rivalry game for both teams, and I think the new Tennessee team under Kim Caldwell, I've got a lot of good thoughts about Kim Caldwell. I think she can pull it off. I don't think it'll be quite like what it was last year, but last year Middle Tennessee went 30-5. So let's see how Tennessee does this year. Now, Wednesday, November 13th, Alabama, who's ranked 24th, is playing Norfolk State. These are both NCAA tournament teams. Norfolk State, the women Spartans, they won the MEAC conference tournament. They won the regular season tournament, or regular season champions, and they made it to the NCAAs where they got knocked out by Stanford. Alabama got knocked out by Texas, of all teams to end up being knocked out by. But yeah, they had a good run last year, and they're ranked 24th this year. They were 24-10 last year. So this is going to be a couple of power teams. I don't think that Norfolk State's quite up to the caliber of the Lady Crimson Tide, but I think it'll still be a decent game. So expect Alabama to win it, but it'll be worth watching. Another group of 5 team that Alabama's got to play. This is going to be Sunday, November 10th. Alabama's playing Troy. And Troy went 22-12 last year. They made it to the WNIT. And they made it to the Final Four of the WNIT. They got beat by Minnesota, but they had beat ULM, North Carolina A&T, FIU. And last year they didn't do so good in the out of conference games. They got beat by Tennessee. They got beat by Georgia. They beat UT Martin, Stephen F. Austin, and New Mexico State out of conference, but they didn't have a really good out of conference play. And they went 15-3 in the Sun Belt. So I think that Chanda Rigby is going to be able to do pretty good, but I don't think that they're going to quite be up to the caliber of the Lady Tide. But it doesn't mean that Troy isn't going to give a good game. The Trojans are a decent team. I think it's going to be a good game to watch if you like women's basketball. Lamar and Texas. Texas is number 4 in the nation. Lady Longhorns are going to be playing Lamar, the Lady Cardinals. Lamar went 24-7 last year. Texas went 33-5. You know Texas is going to have a good women's basketball team. Not going to be a concern there. Lamar actually was not horrible. They weren't, they got beat by Texas Tech, Nebraska, Texas A&M, and TCU. They beat Loyola Marymount, Louisiana, UTEP, LSU Alexandria, UT Arlington, and Texas College. They then made it to the 2024 Women's Basketball Invitation Tournament, where they lost first round to Washington State by 20 points. I don't see Lady Longhorns having a problem with Lamar, but it's still a tournament quality team. Yes, it's technically group of 5. They're in the Southland, sorry. Southland's turn conference. I mean, they've got teams. Lamar is probably the best out of the bunch. Texas A&M Corpus Christi is okay. Southeast Louisiana, Stephen F. Austin is probably third best outside the conference, but inside the conference, not so well. But, this is a basketball conference. So I think that this is going to be a good warm up for Texas, but it is also, like I said, a team that's made it to tournaments before. So, it should be a competitive game. Now look, early season for any basketball season can be a little hectic. You've got smaller teams being used as warm up by bigger teams. Then you've got South Carolina. South Carolina is all by itself when it comes to women's basketball. Used to be that you had to run through Tennessee. Tennessee's wanting that back, which is why we hired Kim Caldwell. If Kim is able to do what she was able to do at other schools, I honestly believe that Tennessee and South Carolina are going to be clashing quite a bit. Doesn't mean it's going to happen this year, but I think that Alabama, Tennessee, Texas, South Carolina, all these teams are going to be doing some damage when it comes to women's basketball. I mean, South Carolina went undefeated last year. That is a rarity. Tennessee is wanting to get back to the point that we were with Pat Head Summit. We haven't been able to do that. We just let go of a ball for life. I'm not even going to go into it. I'm kind of sad that she had to go, but I understand why they wanted to bring in some fresh blood. And Caldwell is looking to be the answer. Women's basketball is starting to have eyes put on it, and I will tell you this much. I honestly believe that women's college basketball is a better product than the WNBA. WNBA is just a whole bunch of politics and boo-hooing, but NCAA ball, that's where you get to see the real basketball that women can do. So SEC has got the best teams, in my opinion. I mean, especially with South Carolina. South Carolina has built a dynasty there when it comes to basketball. The Lady Balls are wanting to get back to having a dynasty. And other teams in the conference have done some pretty good work. So these 5 games, I think, will honestly be worth watching to see what's going to happen. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day and enjoy the hoops. Thank you for watching this video. I've had some fairly good success with all of my Redneck Sports stuff, and I hope you enjoyed the topic. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, all that rigmarole, and also just let me know what you want to hear about. I'll give a redneck spin to this stuff. Let me tell you, I love sports. So I love people that want to join me in that. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.